Hey, how's it going everyone? Thompson back, and today we are on the 8.5 test server. Yes, I know it has been out for quite a long time now. I think about 2 weeks. I think that sounds right. But anyways, I wanted to create a video with the new microphone about this patch that will be coming out soon. My theory is better late than never for getting a video out, but probably going to be doing several videos on this, doing it for the different tanks, specifically the Leopard Prototype A and the Leopard 1, tier 9 and 10 respectively. But let's go ahead and talk about the patch and what's coming out in it. So as you can see, there are new German and Russian tanks. Let's go ahead and go through them. T-60 is a tier 2 Russian light tank coming out. Oh, come on, mouse. Stop that. There you go. T-70 will be coming out as a tier 3 tank, and the T-80 will be coming out as a tier 4 tank. Did a quick lookup on these guys, and they were actually produced in quite a bit of numbers. I believe it was 8,000 for the T-70, but you still rarely hear about them, and me being not very skilled in being able to what am I trying to say? Know about Russian tanks. I did not know about these guys, but they will be coming out, and they look very Russian. What they lead to is the T-34, and you can go to the Su-76 from the T-70. And now moving on to what is the true well, not the true, but the biggest edition, let's say that. In 8.3, we have new German tanks. These, let's get over to the German line. These are in the new German medium line that will be coming out. Currently we just have the Panther, Panther 2, E50, E50M for the medium line currently. Now we are going to be getting another addition to that. We have the VK3001D at tier 6. That leads to the VK3002D at tier 7, obviously. This tank is already in the game, so I won't be talking about that all that much, but we'll be doing a comparison between these two. Indian Panzer at tier 8. The Leopard Prototype A at tier 9, and the Leopard 1 at tier 10. Leopard 1, some of you may know about that. It was I believe it was a main battle tank. Let's go ahead and look it up. Yep, main battle tank of the Federal Republic of Germany. Development started in 1956. So, as you can see, we are really starting to get away from World War II now, because now we are starting to get main battle tanks. We already had that for the M48. The last still developed, considered a medium tank, just with, well, it is about as close to a main battle tank as you could get at that point. And the T-62 is that a, yeah, it's a medium tank as well. But now they actually state it on the, well, vehicle details, that's what they call it, that it was a main battle tank. So yeah, I don't quite know how I feel about that, but anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at them. This is the, well, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that name. My German is good, but not that good. Well, let's just say it's a tier 7 light tank, I believe, is mounted on the Panther body. That looks very Pantherish, because it has Panther in the name. It looks like a VK2801 turret. Let's talk about the guns just for a second. You can get the Kunish, or the 10.5 centimeter. So it's not very good in terms of guns. It does have a good power to weight ratio though, and overall good mobility. VK3001D tier 6, basically another tier 6 medium for the Germans. Haven't had a chance to play around with it yet, but judging from the stats, it looks let's see, let me just go through the stats real quick. 33 for the weight turn, or weight, and 700 for the engine power. Okay, so it looks like it could be almost like a E8, I guess you could say. What's the whole 38? I think the drum roll is similarly low, so that's not really saying all that much. But if we move on to the VK3002D, which I won't be focusing so much on this guy since it's already in the game, we just go back and forth between these two. You can really see the similarities. This, the D, or O2, has the interlocked wheels, whereas the 1 does not. So that's a bit of a difference. Both have the same gun. You could mount the 8.8 L56 on the 3002D, but you know, it's not extremely great, and I know that most people currently go with the L70 because of the extra turret boost speed as well. Well, that's not really all that great, but yeah. So here's this guy, and the L70, by the way, is the top gun for this guy. So unlike the, let's see if I can name them off the top of my head, VK3001P, VK3001H, and the VK3601, all of those get the 8.8. This guy only gets the 7.5. So just something to keep in mind. That leads eventually to the VK3002D, and then the VK3002D leads to the Indian Panzer. Now this looks like a Luva. You would be correct, it is a similar turret, similar hull, but it is a medium all the way. When I was playing with it earlier in the day, it was definitely not heavy, let's say that. 630 horsepower, pushing 40 tons, about 16 for the horsepower to ton. So it's not great for a medium, but you know, it's doable. But the hull armor on it is 90 at that slant. That is amazing. Plus you have 90 for the turret, but you have that mantlet covering the entire thing, so I don't know how much that counts. So it's a pretty fun little guy. The gun is a 9cm. Well, there's not all that much of an upgrade between that and the 8.8 L71. 2 extra millimeters in the caliber, slightly higher rate of fire, slightly higher average penetration, no difference in average damage, no difference in accuracy, no difference in aiming time. Both aiming times are still horrible, but not all that much of a difference in terms of either gun, but the 9cm is still pretty fun. So moving on to the Leopard Prototype A. So let's see, I just got off a game with this guy, so let's talk about it just for a little bit. Hull armor is pretty bad. I actually had a comet penetrate me, so that's not very good. Turret armor is not very good, but it's that roundness like what you get on the T-54 and the T-62A, and we already know how both of those bounce a whole ton of shots off their turret, so I'm sure that this will be similar, but you know, probably not exactly the same. Let's see now. In terms of the gun, it gets a 105mm Royal Ordnance. So obviously we know that this tank was not developed in World War II, since the Germans would not be using Royal Ordnance weapons. Prototype developed from 1960 through 61. Okay. Maneuverability isn't all that great on it. It's doable, but it's not up to American or Russian standards, at least in my opinion. Others may feel that it is, and we'll go over that in another video. But there's one other thing I want to talk about with this 105, is you have the high penetration, you have the high damage, you have the wonderful accuracy, and you have decent aiming time. Only problem is you're only firing it every about 11 seconds. So I believe that similar to with the British jet. Let's just go and check it out just for a second. Is it the 5? Yes. So wow, that could almost be an exact copy, and I think it is. L7A1. L7A1, yes it is. So if you play with the Centurion 7/1, the gun is the same. I can't even say similar, because it is the exact same gun. So just something to keep in mind, that the rate of fire is not there. So if you're looking for a tank capable of doing high damage per minute, don't get this tank. That's all I have to say. Hit points is similar to the, well, same as the T50, and everything else is decent, I guess. 70 for the hull, yeah. As I said earlier, that's not very good. But let's move on to what the main, well, WorldOfTanks.com for the NA server had a poll done saying what are you looking forward to most in 8.5, and this was by far the most. It was about, oh, I want to say maybe 50% said that this was the tank they're looking forward to next, and maybe even more, maybe 60 or 70. So let's go ahead and talk about it just for a little bit. So you have the 10.5 something or other, Wordcon on, I guess. I probably screwed that up, so I'm very sorry about that. I haven't tried to pronounce that yet. 6.67 for the rate of fire, same as the British, I believe. 268, 390 average damage, 0.3 accuracy, 1.9 for the aiming time. So this gun is excellent. If we go and check out what the Americans get with the M48, just for a second, 6.82, 6.67, okay. And we already know that the M48A1 is a very high damage per minute dealer, not as much as the T62A, but still very, very high up there. So this guy is similar to that. Same hull armor and turret armor, I believe. Yes, for the Leopard Prototype A and the Leopard 1. And hit points, again similar to your average Russian medium. The T62A, just 1950 hit points. Same with this guy. Let's see. Engine power. Well, this one actually seems like it should be better, but it feels like this one is slightly better in terms of the mobility department. Let's go and check out the true speed. 42 versus 54. Okay. So this guy turns a whole ton faster. At least according to the stats, and it does seem like it in game. So that's always nice. And let's go ahead and go and check out the lines here. So there was one other one that got added in, the VK2001D, but from the stats, it's almost an exact copy of the Panzer 1, it seems like. So I didn't want to really bother talking about that. As you can see, they get the same guns, same engines, I believe, or at least similar. So didn't really want to talk about that. But let's go ahead and check out the lines and how it leads. So if you want to get the Alf Panther, you could go the Panzer 1, Panzer 1C, Luke's Leopard, VK 2801, and then eventually the I don't forget it. This guy, the Light Tank Panther, let's just call him that. Or you could go down the Panzer 2, Panzer 2G, Luke's, and then lead that way. If you want to get up the medium route, again, just go that way, or you can go with the VK 2001D, Panzer 3-4, and then all the way up. In terms of Russians, MS-1, that leads to the T-60, T-70, T-80. And then eventually the T-80 leads to the T-34. So it's basically another route to gain the T-34, because I know that many people are or at least have complained in the past about the A-20 being very unmaneuverable or very slow or having a weak gun. I just skipped it, so I couldn't really tell you. But